Okay, it's just going to be a video. The first part was going to be like a slideshow. I should have recorded the whole process of this, but I didn't. But I did take some photos, and I'll do a recording at the end of the after. But I wanted to get a project gun, and this is a Llama XV. And as far as pronunciation goes, I know someone's going to leave a comment on there that in Spanish, two L's together is pronounced like a Y, but I looked up the English translation to it, and it said llama. So that's what I'm going with. So you can argue about it in the comments. But anyway, so I had one of these a few years ago, and I wanted to get a project gun, and I ran across this, and it was pretty rough, as you can see. Basically what it is a little 22 long rifle, and it's like a miniature 1911. There was a couple of exceptions. I'll go over them when we do the video part of it. But I wanted like a project, and the grips were good. They weren't cracked or chipped or anything, and the rifling looked good in it too. So you never know what you're gonna get till you take it apart. But anyway, so I bought it and thought I'd just go through the process of what I did. So as you can see here, it's a little rough. And then this is, I worked on a little bit. I think somebody tried to redo it before because some of the lettering and stuff was kind of worn down where it might have been filed down or sanded. I don't know. But we'll just go through the video. Hopefully the picture's pretty quick. There you can see it's kind of, you can see the 22 long rifle's kind of worn down, and the llama's not real deep. And there's hardly any bluing on the slide. You can see it in the slide serrations. But they made this gun from I believe the mid 50s to the late 90s with a couple changes. It was called the Special, the first version. Then it came out with, and they had some firing pin problems with it. And then they came out, you can see the ribbed slide. They came out with that, and they improved the firing pin and such. But anyway, so this is the model after the Special. I think this is the third version, the third and final. This is just a side comparison with a dollar bill. You can get an idea how big it is. Just a couple pictures of what it looked like. And like I said, it's like a little miniature 1911. You can see there the barrel lug and everything is the same. Got a lot of photos to go through. I'll try to go through them quick. Here you can see the slide off the barrel and the guide rod in there. It's all matching numbers, and actually this wasn't real dirty. I was kind of surprised when I took it down, but I wanted to make this on a budget, so I did I wanted to get it blued, and I wasn't real sure about like cold bluing. I don't think I want to mess with that. I wanted to go with like hot bluing with bluing salts. So I did all the prep work myself to save money. There you can see a close-up of the slide serrations. Frame. Here you can see the safety plunger tube on the left, which that left screw is there. You can see that it's, well, and this picture will be the top screw, I guess, but it was broke. I didn't realize that until after I took it apart, which is no big deal, except parts are stupid expensive for these. There's another close-up of it. You can see it. They did a pretty good job of gluing it together, and I almost re-glued it together just because that little plastic piece, it's probably worth 25 cents, cost a fortune. But I went ahead and got another one, and we'll go over that later. Okay, there it is, all torn down. You can see the slide in the frame pretty well in that one. And the way I remove the bluing is I use distilled vinegar. I didn't heat it up or anything. I put the parts in there for about, I don't know, between 45 minutes to an hour. And that's the result of that. This is before I started cleaning it up or anything. You can see that really did work really well, removing the bluing. This is after I started sanding and polishing some parts up to get it prepped. And I didn't want a real high gloss, so I didn't put a lot of, I didn't polish it up a whole lot because I didn't want it, like I said, I didn't want it to be a real glossy. I just wanted a little bit of a gloss. So here's where I'm getting ready to take it in to have it blued. And there I just kind of put it together, just laid the grips on there and stuff. I had 15 parts blued all together. You can see them all in this picture. And then I got the barrel, the slide, and the frame on there. This is that's afterwards. Here's the part I bought for the plunger tube. That's just a size comparison. That stupid thing cost me $18 plus $11 shipping and handling, as you can see. $29. That is crazy. And I got it and it didn't line up. You can see the holes here. They didn't line up correctly. There's a picture of it screwed in. You can see the left hole. I can't even get the screw in there. And here's a picture of the old one where you can see it did line up. So I had to file out the holes in that to get that to fit. For $29, you think that would be correct, but I did notify the company and they said send it back. They didn't have any problems with that like batch of 60 that mine was out of. Nobody else complained about it, so I don't know. But I didn't send it back. I just went ahead and filed out the holes. And that's it after I got it all put together. Just a couple photos. Here's the grip safety and the mainspring. Now you get a good, decent shot of the barrel. So we'll go ahead and do the video part now. Hopefully I'll be able to edit this all together because I pretty much suck at editing, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, here it is all finished. Video wise, a couple things I wanted to go over that I did in the slideshow. The year of manufacturers, I believe, was 1954 to 1997, according to Wikipedia, and I also looked up quite a bit, actually. A lot of other research on that, and that seems to be everybody agrees with. When I said that they made the Especial first, they dropped the name Especial. It was imprinted on the gun, and so these don't have like Model XV anywhere, but when they came out with the second version, that's when they dropped the name of Special. Just to let you know, in case you have a Special, you know you got one of the first versions. What else was I talking about? They did change the firing pins. Oh, they also, I don't think the Special had adjustable sights. The rear sight on here is adjustable. I don't think that they had it, and that's another thing they changed besides the rib on top of the slide. Other than that, I think they're pretty much the same. I think that's pretty much it. When I did do it in vinegar, in case you guys are wondering, I wiped everything down after I took it out after 45 minutes to an hour, and I did take a heat gun to everything just to make sure I got all the moisture out of all the nooks and crannies or what have you. So anyway, it comes with an 8-round magazine. You can see on there Spain, and then on your back, your mainspring housing also. It's unloaded. Go ahead and do that on here so everybody knows. Empty. Okay, and like I said in the slideshow, I didn't put a whole lot of effort into the prepping of this, but you save a ton of money if you do that yourself. And like I said, you can buy chemicals to remove bluing. I'm telling you that distilled vinegar worked perfectly. But I did take this to the range. I shot about 40 rounds through it is all. One of the issues, well, at 22 I had a couple of failure to eject. They stovepipe basically, the empty shell did. But which is no problem with the 22 because pretty much all of them will do that once in a while, and it wasn't bad. But a couple issues I did have was it did shoot like a 2-round burst. Like I pulled the trigger and it went pop pop. How'd that go again? Pop pop. But yeah, so it went like full auto for 2 rounds. What else? Oh, one time I put a new magazine in, and so it's back like that. I reloaded the magazine, put it in, I pulled back the slide, let it go, and it fired the round. Another reason why I always have the firearm pointed in a safe direction. I think I actually hit my target when I let it go. But I believe that was a weak firing pin spring, and I have gotten it stronger now, and I can tell by pushing on it, it is a little bit stronger. There is no firing pin safety on here, so I'm thinking that just that stopping, that it actually, that I guess the firing pin just went forward because that spring was so weak and fired it. Like I said, I had the double round shot, and when I released the slide on one, it fired. So that's why I didn't put that many rounds to it, because I didn't want to do that at a public indoor range. So I did address that issue, and I will update you after I take it out the next time shooting it. So some of the things that were different from a 1911 we'll go over now. Actually, we'll go ahead and field strip this before we go over the differences of it. That way we can point out everything. So it's already been safe checked. It's the same with the barrel bushing, the same as a 1911. You're just gonna push it down. See if I can do this on camera while looking at it, and rotate the barrel bushing clockwise. If I can get it down there far enough. There it goes. Oh, did I even have that on camera? Alright, so I'm rotate it clockwise, then you're going to go counterclockwise, and it should pop off. Just like the 1911, a real 1911. Again, just going to line up your takedown notch like a 1911, maybe. And that should pop out. Slide off. Guide rod. You can see I had all that blued. I'm really happy the way it turned out, even with me prepping it. Like I said, that's my first time prepping a gun for hot bluing. And the barrel. Let's see if I can't get all this in one picture here. Let me raise this tripod a little bit. Okay, I think I took everything in frame. So the differences are the barrel length, for one, is stationary. It's not pinned where it moves. That's one of the differences between this and the actual 1911. Okay, the extractor right here is an external extractor, where a 1911 it goes in through the back. And what else? The firing pin plunger, where it normally would be, this is actually just threaded, no spring or anything on it. Get that June bug out of here. I'll take them since it's warm. I don't know if you can, there. Yeah, that's threaded, whereas a 1911, it's more like a plunger with a spring. What else? I think there was something else on here I wanted to mention. Oh, actually this is kind of nice. The mainspring, you know, you have the pin in there. Sometimes that can be a real bear. This one's actually threaded. It was really easy to take. I'm not going to take the grips off and everything, but yeah, it's just threaded. So that was kind of nice for the mainspring housing. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I'll update you guys when I take it out again and let you know if that firing pin spring fix that issue. Because I definitely don't want to be going to a public range with that. And there was one other thing I was going to say. Oh, one other thing. If you guys do this, which I forgot to do, it's not bad, but I should have taken my screws in for bluing. When I took the grips off, I kind of set them off because I intended on doing it. And I took my grips off and set them off to the side while I was doing everything else with the gun. And I didn't take my screws in to be blued, which I wish I would have. But yeah, you can see it turned out really well, in my opinion. Like I said, I believe I had 15 parts altogether. Glued. And but that's it. If you have any questions, just leave them below. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Oh, one other thing, the magazine, 8-round magazines, the original ones, and very expensive, between $45 and $70 I've seen these for. And there's a company that makes an aftermarket 10-round magazine. They're pretty much $40 to $50, but you do get an extra 2 rounds with it. I can't tell you how they function or anything. I've never had one. It's a little bit too rich for my blood, but I might get a couple if I get this this firing pin issue worked out, which I believe I did, but we'll see. Like I said, I'll update you. All right, thanks again for watching.